Welcome back, family. I'm Joe.
And I'm Amani, and this is Love Out Loud with the Dudes. This crazy.
It's been a minute.
It's been a second. I didn't think I was gonna remember how to do that. Remember that verbatim, but it just kind of flowed when we got back into it.
Good.
You don't forget nothing. Joe doesn't forget anything, so it's really just me making sure I can remember exactly what to do step by step.
So, as always, we gonna pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to gather. Thank you, Lord, to be in your presence. As always, we pray that the voices that are the ears that are assigned to our voice hear us, Lord, and that they are able to be changed. So, Jesus, go ahead and pray.
Amen.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We got a lot to talk about. As you can see, the background is different. If you guys been following us, you can see a lot of things have been different in our life.
So much has changed.
Yes.
This last couple months has been eventful,
To say
the least.
Yeah.
Eventful.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start today. It's just giving a
Update.
full-fledged update as to what's going on and where we are and how we ended up here and all the jazz.
So stay tuned.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
No, let's talk about how you on the move.
Okay.
You gotta start. You gonna kick this whole thing off.
So
I was chilling.
I kept hearing God tell me to leave going on show. Leave going on show. I kept reading how Abraham had to leave his father's house, and that's when the blessings started. That's when the promise was able to start being fulfilled. Is when he left. So I kept hearing God say, "Leave going on show, leave going on show," for a while, and I would tell Money, and she's like, "Well, I don't know." But just kept hearing it. Eventually, we got the talk, and she got on board and said, "All right, let's go." So now I'm like, I got the okay, we on the same page, we going. Now where are we going?
We gotta leave, go, and our show with no timeline, no location. I have never really lived outside of Michigan, but maybe like a couple months. But
I've never lived outside of Michigan.
Michigan streets is like all I've known. I know everything. Like I live, breathe, sleep Michigan streets. So it's like to move to a whole nother state. It's like, where are we going? What am I gonna do when I get there? Who I'm gonna be there? Like all of that stuff matters.
And for me, I didn't care about none of that. I just ready for God to show me something, because I kept hearing it, and that was really a true testament of faith. Was like, okay, well, I don't know where we're going. I know what I'm hearing, and I know, as always, because you my provider, that you gonna provide in all ways and in all things. So I'm not questioning nothing else. Let's just go. So we made a decision. A lot of y'all familiar that we made decisions, and that's it. Like, we cut ourselves off from every other option, but whatever we decide.
That's it.
So we're like, okay, we going. Bet, let's figure out logistics. Are we paying for people to come pack? And
that was like we went from making the decision to like 2 weeks later. It wasn't even 2 weeks. It was like a couple days later, working out logistics.
Yeah, the longest part of the whole situation was us selling our condo. Like, we made a decision. Okay, we're gonna pack up. We're gonna do some things to the house, because we know how to give value. So did those things, and well, let's go. And we called a few different packing companies, and the prices that they gave us, the quotes, was just outrageous. Like, and I'm like, no way. Like, for them to come, they dropped off the container, you load it up, they pick it up, and then meet you down there. We had some friends that recently did that, so we thought about that, and they had a horrible experience. We was gonna try a different company, but the price was just outrageous.
Astronomical. So we spent the first couple weeks just getting the house together to list, and then the house went up for sale. We listed the house, and the entire time while the house was up for sale, we were in the background packing, getting rid of things, downsizing, looking for somewhere to stay every single night. Like, where are we going? Where are we going to stay? Still hadn't quite solidified where we were going. And if you know even the backstory, we had spent like the last year traveling around to different cities, seeing where we could possibly live. We went to North Carolina, we went to Texas,
Georgia.
We went to Georgia, we went to Alabama.
Yeah.
We went to quite a few, I'm probably forgetting some places, but New York, Florida.
Yeah.
We went to, everything. I don't know. Went to quite a few places, to California, to see if we could possibly live there. So we looked at, living. We looked at like arrangements of things that we like to do, cost of living, and all of those things. So at that time, we still didn't know 100% where we were going, but we knew we were leaving. So we're trying to downsize, get to like the minimum amount of stuff as possible, so we could be ready as soon as this condo sells to hit the road and start our new adventure.
Yeah, because even when we were giving the new owner keys, he's like, "You guys know where you're going yet?" And we said, "No, not really. We just gonna go."
We still had no clue. Literally signed the papers and still didn't know where we were going.
Because that wasn't the part we really had to figure out. It was like, okay, all right, the decision was to make the decision to go. That was the hardest part. So once we did that, packed the U-Haul up. All y'all don't know, I got a CDL. I drove trucks. It's called Ram trucks for Chrysler for a little while. So I'm experienced with driving over the road. So what happened was we decided to get a U-Haul truck. We paid some, we packed and we paid some movers to load the truck. They did a fantastic job at loading it. Like,
they did.
Like, I gave a 5-star review, tipped them. Like, they was fantastic.
And they were fast.
Yeah. And we had some heavy stuff. And I advise anybody to do that too, over hiring like your brothers and cousins and stuff. Because just go ahead and pay some professionals to come in and do it. And it was reasonable price.
And they didn't break anything.
No. And they packed proper, they wrapped stuff up, they knew to put the heavy stuff in the front, like load boxes, like they filled the truck properly.
For sure.
And I could have did it no better myself.
That's for sure. They did an awesome job.
So then we got on the road, and I told Money, like, we made a decision. We was moving to Arizona and realized it was a 30-hour trip.
30 driving hours. It's not including stops, breaks, bathroom breaks, food. It's not including any of that. 30 driving hours. So we contemplated a bunch of things. I want to say there was a lot of options, okay? We're going to do the pack and play, which having the company come drop off the trailer. What is it called?
Just a container.
Container, fill it up, have them drop it off. And us fly down. We were going to follow after them, drive after them, and then we decided to.
Yeah, because honestly, I really wanted to enjoy the time with my wife, like over the road, like 30 hours, and because she wanted to like drive one of the vehicles behind me. I went, no, we're gonna put on the trailer. So I had a U-Haul full of stuff. Our whole life was in the U-Haul, and then we had the truck on the trailer attached to the back of the U-Haul, and I'm driving. And Money just over in the passenger seat and being a passenger princess. Like,
that was an insane time.
And then
it was fun though.
When we left, as we was leaving, it was starting to rain. And we went through like Chicago, Indiana. And during that time, when we were driving, we didn't even tell our family about it either. That was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, we didn't tell our family because we did not want them to put their negative views or inputs in our decisions on our life. So we moved and told them after we were already here. Yeah. And we told them once we got settled in. Like, they didn't, like, it wasn't their business. It was ours. It's our decision to make. It's our life. Like, no one is going to project their fears on us because it's something that they scared to do.
It was more like, I know a lot of my family members have always wanted to move out of state, but never were able to for whatever reason, for kids, for finances, for health, for whatever. So when I would have conversations with some of them prior to us moving, they were always like, well, you know, what about this? And like, how will you do that? And what will you figure out here? And I'm like, we're just gonna figure it out, because I could spend the next 5-6 years running through all the possibilities of what could happen and never go. And I feel like the best thing for us to do was to mash the gas and do it, so we can overcome all of those possible issues that could happen. And a lot of those things that people were fearful of for us, or fearful of for themselves, hadn't even happened.
Yeah,
it never even happened.
For me, it was more so that I tell people all the time how big my faith is, and it's like it's a difference when you hear it opposed to seeing it. So I'm like, I'm told y'all enough. So now I'm gonna show y'all, because y'all may think it's hard or it's difficult or it can't be done, and I'm done talking. I'm gonna show you. So we got up and left. And when I tell you the trip was different,
Yeah.
about anywhere from, I think we was in Illinois, rounding to Indiana or somewhere up in there. Like, it got to a point where it was pouring down rain. Like, it was raining so hard I could not see anything.
Barely.
The windshield wipers on max, and you can't see. But like I told you, I drove truck, so I understand. You just you found a semi, and you ride behind a semi.
And for the cautious drivers, it was so bad we had to turn the music down. Like that is how
it was
bad
pulling over.
it was.
But I'm like, for me, I'm gonna keep going, because I'm not letting it stop me. We got 30 hours of drive time. So
And we're only like 6 hours in.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like a road trip, and you keep looking at the clock, and there's 20 hours left or 24 hours left. That was insane.
Yeah. And
Never again.
yeah, we're gonna get to that too. And I just followed the tail lights, the semi truck, and prayed for real. Like it was like a number of prayer, because grace of God. So we wound up getting out of that and going to a gas station, and fill up, because Money got a rule. She don't like to get past a half a tank.
No need.
On the road.
There's no need.
Yeah, I
just fill back up.
I go to a quarter left, but she like half. So
Because when you're on a road trip, you don't know how far the next nearest gas station is. So it's like, if you're waiting to a quarter tank, you could possibly run out, and then you run out in the middle of nowhere.
That's true.
Around nobody that you know who can come in.
It happened to me on my quarter theory, but since I got hurt, I listened to the half tank theory. But when we get to the gas station, I'm asking the lady, I said, where are we? I forgot what town she said we was in. We was some small town in Indiana. She's like, where you guys come from? I'm like, Detroit. And she's like, oh, you know, like 4 or 5 tornadoes touched down in the same time frame which y'all was driving through. So, didn't even know. Like, we drove through 5 tornadoes. And I knew the weather was bad, but I did not know we was driving through 5 tornadoes. Yeah. And it was gusty, for sure. The trailer on the back was swaying the truck a little bit. But I told you, it was really, like, movie type.
For sure.
But I was like, wow, when I heard it, I just thank God, because we didn't know, and He kept us covered through the whole thing, you know? And we kept on moving, kept on going. We drove through Missouri, Kansas. What was it, like Kansas City? Drove through Missouri, and
we stopped.
Yeah.
And got a hotel room.
Yeah, and we stopped somewhere. Money is big on names of hotels, right? So we stopped at something that she is familiar with. But when I tell you,
because I'm not just about to stay
when I tell you we
way.
stopped somewhere where I had to look and I didn't see none of us, I was like, I don't know, because the lady said something that kind of moved me the wrong way. What you guys doing up around this part, or something like that. I took it as we weren't supposed to be around there. Money took it as the lady was just asking us, basically, just to be, you know,
just having conversation.
Yeah, but it may be me being biased on the fact, because the way
that's the east side.
Maybe, but we was good. We sat there. I ain't staying the whole night. I got 2 hours of sleep. I told her I'm not staying here all night.
We took showers, took a nap,
got
and
2 hours
hit the road.
Hit the road, and we drove Saw a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we really took time to like tour. We did a lot of scenic driving where we could just see different places we had never seen before, and we just had a lot of conversation. Like we talked.
Yeah.
We'll pop some of the vlog in here, just the different experiences that we had. But we talked a lot. We sang.
Yeah.
We did karaoke. Like we had fun. It was 30 hours of fun, good times.
Yeah.
About 24 hours in, we were exhausted,
Yeah.
but we had a good time.
We rode past butchers. What are they called? Like meat plants and
For sure.
We butcher cows and stuff, and make you not even want to eat meat for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what a cow smell like?
Yeah, we just had a good time. So we before we left Michigan, we did have a place lined up here in Arizona that we were going to that was going to be ours. And about 2 hours before we arrived, I get a text message, not even a phone call, a text message saying that place was no longer available.
Yep.
So we had drove 28 hours, and which really drive time 30 hours, but trip time was 36, 38 hours. And then 2 hours out, we get a message that place is no longer available, and we're basically at square one for finding some. So our whole life is behind us on this U-Haul. We just drove clear across the country to get to our new start, and now we're homeless.
Yep. And then we make a stop in Flagstaff. So my cousin,
Oh yeah.
we at a restaurant. He's like, oh, y'all must be in Flagstaff. Y'all get something to eat. I'm like, yeah, you know. He said, because ain't no restaurants until you get to Flagstaff. And I said, well, I guess you do know. Huh? So she's like, all right, call me once you get on the other side of that mountain, you know, on Flagstaff. Like along the route, like it was hips, like you in between mountains, dips and stuff like that. But I'm like, oh, mountains ain't nothing. Like I done drove through. He's like, no, just call me when you get down from Flagstaff. So I'm like, all right, bet. Hang up the phone, we get done eating, we driving. I'm like, okay, this not bad. Then we get to 6% downgrade for the next 6 miles. Do not use brakes.
The truck is like this. Like I'm sitting in the seat
this.
like this.
Like this.
Insane.
2 lanes. Let me paint the picture for you.
With semis.
It's 2 lanes with semis.
With semis.
No guardrail.
No guardrail
really
off the hill.
Off the side of the cliff. And the truck is going 75 miles an hour.
And we got a trailer on the back with
me not being on the gas whatsoever. It's doing 75 miles an hour. Like this.
Yeah.
You talking about nervous?
With semis. There were semis.
Then it's like, don't use brakes. You see cars that's zooming around me using their brakes. And I'm like, okay, I understand what that means. Don't use brakes because your brakes will fade. But you gotta use brakes. You just gotta be cautious on how you use it. So I'm telling Monty, like, it should be a runoff ramp somewhere because stuff like this, you're taught because people brakes may fade, that it should be somewhere where you can run off like with gravel and rocks and stuff so you can safely exit.
Come to a stop.
Right. And I wound up seeing one. I didn't need it, but I'm like, it was comforting to see one because of the situation. Now, now we get to like a halfway point and I'm able to pull over. I had to go use the bathroom. Like I was so nervous. Like we didn't talk. Like we was quiet. I'm praying, Monty praying.
It was silent.
And we really like into just straight silence as we going through this.
Because one, the U-Haul is already heavy, right? Like it's our combined lives, our separate lives, and then our combined lives as well are on the back of this U-Haul. And there's a trailer attached to it pulling a car, pulling a truck. We got weight. Like we are pulling weight behind on this mountain, and we are like this coming down the mountain. So it was nothing to talk about.
And it was different for me because in the semi it was stick shift, so I know I can figure out the gears, right? And I just go in the lower gear, whatever, right? But here I'm like, something got to shake. So as I'm in the bathroom, I get out the bathroom, and I'm looking at this mountain. I should have got a picture of it because it really was a sight to see.
It was.
And it hit me. It was like, it's a new truck, so it should have like, like manual shift on the truck or whatever. So then I was able to put the truck in like in third gear. So you know how you switch it to manual, or you might not know.
Yeah, all the truck drivers.
Yeah, but like how like cars be having like you can shift with the pedals or whatever. But I put the truck in like third gear, so it wouldn't go over like 60, 55 or 60. Now, like it's the RPM's higher, but I don't care about none of that. It's a rental, and if the trans blow, I'd rather have that happen than be fall off the cliff. So, being out there, that's what insurance is for. So, now I'm able to control because now the truck is not going over 60, and 60 is a big difference from 75. And now I'm able to hit the brake a little bit more because we got another 6 miles. I forgot to tell y'all that. Like it's another 6 miles from the halfway point.
Still like this.
So like this. Then it'll level out a little bit so you can kind of catch your breath. And then
it's
like
right
be
back.
prepared again for another 3 mile stretch. And yeah, when we finally made it, I called my cousin. I said, "Woo!"
You was right.
You was right. And he's like, "Yeah, that boy ain't no joke." And he said, for him, truck was uneven, improperly loaded, so that it was just doing it. So grateful
for sure
that somebody would have told us that we had to do that drive before we set out to do our drive.
Do that hill, do that mountain.
We would have called one of the packing
for sure. that little stretch along was
that was worth the money.
That was insane.
Like, what? So like we said, never again.
Never again. It would come out if we move from here, packing truck, and I'll fly. Because I'm all set with that mountain.
It's just something I always wanted to do, and I'm grateful that I was able to do it with you. Like,
we had a good time.
30 hours on the road. Like,
that was fun. Yeah. It was the longest road trip, and I have officially put a timestamp in place. I don't want to do any road trips over 6 hours, because that did it. That was the ultimate road trip. I don't think we could have seen or done anything additional.
I'm really over all of them, for real. She talking about 6 hours because you sit in the passenger seat. But I'm really over all of them, honestly.
So, fast forward. So, we get here and we're like, okay, we got to find somewhere to stay now, because now we're back at square one. We got to start fresh.
Right, we're in a hotel at this point.
So, we find a hotel. It was like, I would say, I don't know, this is a millennial thing, but if you watch Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, it was like that. We were literally like living in a hotel for a week. I mean, like washing clothes, everything, at the Hilton, just making it, trying to find somewhere to stay. We would get up every day, go look at properties, go look at places, and we were getting a lot of pushback because we had 1099 income instead of having a W-2 or a 9-to-5. So all of these people were looking for a paycheck, like a consistent paycheck. And I'm like, we don't get paid like that. Like our pay comes like this. And it was even at the point where we were like, we'll pay in advance. Like we'll pay, what we saying?
6 months.
Yeah, we'll pay 6 months in advance. We'll pay a year. Like we'll pay in advance. And people was like, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's like just not a thing down here, but they just weren't familiar with 1099.
Scam.
Yeah.
Like, how? And you getting paid. I'm like, we not paid. Like we own property. We are landlords. Like that's not. You ain't gotta worry about that.
Our payment comes. It just doesn't come like
need
that.
to be here temporary so we could find where we want to actually stay. So our whole mind frame was okay. Let's get familiar with the area so we don't locked into one specific area. We can know what's comfortable for us.
Oh, that was another thing. How we ended up here. So we actually ended up here because one of Joe's clients moved here last year. We had never even heard of majority of these cities. And they were describing it and they were showing us pictures and we were like, wow, that really looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. And from that day forward,
that's what put Arizona and
On
these
the
cities
map.
on our radar for
For sure.
us because we're like, oh, okay. So then we just like track weather and stuff like that, and just continuously over the time, like it was just win after win after win after win. I was like, wow.
And here it has the most consistent weather. Like I had all of the cities that we had traveled to and we had visited in my like weather app. And every day I would open my weather app, Arizona would have the most consistent weather every single day. And I was like, I wonder what it would be like to wake up every single day and know it was going to be a beautiful day every single day.
Yeah.
Because coming from Michigan, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even Monday at 9 a.m., Monday at noon, Monday at 2 p.m., and Monday at 5 could be totally different weather.
Yeah.
So that would affect my mood a lot of the time because you would have all of these things that you wanted to do or have all these things you aspired to do, but the weather would never meet up with your plans and obligations or with the monkey wrench and everything. So when we were watching the weather app and I'm seeing that Arizona has consistent weather every single day. The sun is going to come up, it's going to shine, you're going to have 100 degrees, it's going to be dry heat, but you're going to have sun every single day. I was like, I have to experience that.
Yeah, like I made a video about this a while ago and people thought I was trolling. But for me, I was asking myself like that about people who have seasonal depression. Like, why don't you just move? If where you living is not conducive to your overall health and your progression, then that means it's not a place for you to be. And if you in Michigan, the seasonal depression can last 7 months because when it get like 4 or 5 months of good weather. So you mean to tell me you rather not be yourself for over half the year is just absurd. But like really month is absurd. But if you talking about over half the year,
of the year, yeah.
to really not be yourself because this is the place you grew up in, to me that don't make sense. We all have free reign to do more or do what we want in moderation, I guess. Not in moderation, just in guidelines of what you can do. Because some people like to take stuff too far, but that means that's a sign for you to move. You can go somewhere and prosper, but you may be scared or you don't believe you can, you don't have the self-esteem or the confidence to do so. To me, that don't make sense. And like for me, what I did to convince Monty, because I know this may be a question that popped up, I told her, I said, we can always come back. I said, all it is 1 year, 365 days. And us being in real estate, we know 1 year goes by very, very fast.
1 year, you can do anything. 1 year goes by very, 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 very quickly. And that was a huge thing for me. He was like, we can come back. Like, go down there and do it for a year, 12 months. If we like it, we can stay. By then, we would have checked out the different neighborhoods and areas, had a good idea. Oh, that's something I was going to say, too. We had never been to Arizona. That's a whole nother monkey wrench.
Yeah.
We had never even stepped foot in Arizona. So our whole experience here was like brand new of figuring out everything.
And the people here are very kind.
Oh my gosh. They're so kind. Not nice. Yeah. Nice is like please and thank you.
This here.
Kind. Yeah. Kind is like next level. I'm talking about Southern hospitality. Yeah. Just kind people who we really like allocated it to too because we're from Detroit. A lot of these people have never experienced the things that we had to experience, like constantly watching your back, thinking some people are out to get you, just all these different things.
I had to second guess some stuff here because I'm like, is he for real? Like, or is he trying to finesse me? Because why is he so happy for me? Like,
but that is their life.
Real culture shock.
Yeah, like that is their experience. So we really had to readjust coming here because we had always been, these people on guard from coming from the city, and now it's like you meet all these people who have never had to be on guard. That's not their experience. They're just kind. They're just saying what they think and how they can help you and willing to go above and beyond, and that is just who they are based on their experience. So it was a huge shock to us. Like, it was very different for us to come here and people just be totally different than what we're used to, but we're enjoying it.
Yeah, and I this starts crossing my mind too. I believe being in Detroit, being around Detroit, really help you with your discernment on how people are. Because if you look at Detroit and categorize some people in the city as like some of the like their spirits is some of the worst spirits you could be around, it kind of allows you to see other people and other spirits how they move. Because if you know if it's like a dog eat dog world and you go somewhere where it's not like that, you still know how to identify those characteristics of those said people, because they don't just go away. You know, you're just able to see more than one group of individuals.
Yes, and a big thing too is that I experienced coming here was just I really had to adjust to the kindness. It kind of like caught, not that it was a bad thing, but it just kind of caught me off guard. But I'm really enjoying it. Like, I have been able to be a different version of myself because I am here. And that
exhale, it was like the last of it was out. I love it.
Yeah, it was I get to be a different version of myself, and I get to be a lighter version of myself. And I feel like coming from Detroit, you learn like the hustle, the grit, the grind, the motivation, the consistency. Like, you learn all these things, and I still feel like this. If you can make it in Detroit, you can make it anywhere.
Yep.
But if you have made it in Detroit and you leave,
Detroit.
for sure, and you leave Detroit, you can thrive anywhere.
That's a word.
Because a lot of these places are not as
familiar.
They're not as experienced, in tune as Detroit. So when you take all of those things that Detroit taught you on its back, like the things that you learned just from existing in life, surviving, and you come to somewhere totally different, you are the cream of the crop. You are generations in front of them.
Never had to do those things.
No.
So they don't even feel the world that way and even know that that's possible because it's not their norm.
Like, we've come down here and thrived because just doing what we were already doing, but showing it to people who have never seen these things before. They've never experienced these things before. They don't even know this could happen or this could be possible. And these are things that we learned just existing in the city. And in the city, it's nothing. You know, in the city, everybody knows how to do it. In the city, everybody is on their hustle, is on their grit, is on their grind, is on their generational wealth, is on their doing this, that, and the third. But when you go to other places, you learn very quickly that a lot of other people don't have that same mentality and mindset. So you can grow so much faster somewhere else because their way of looking at life is totally different than where you come from. And it's not a lot of people moving in your lane, so the lane is open.
Yeah. And you gotta understand, you blessed, highly favored. Blessed in your city, blessed in the field, blessed when you go out, you blessed when you come in. You have to understand that. So no matter where you go, that you're blessed.
For sure.
And you have to move accordingly as such. Like, after a little over a week, we got out the hotel. We finally found a place. And our first day after we moved in, we went to go get something to eat.
You're chopping it down. You're chopping it down. Okay, so we have 7 days to find. From the day we landed in Arizona, we had 7 days to find somewhere to live because we had to leave. So we got here on what? I think Tuesday. Yeah. We got here, I think, on Tuesday. And on Monday, on the following Monday, we had to leave to go to a conference in Florida.
Yeah.
So the days are trickling down. And we are trying to figure it. At this point, I'm like, where are we going to leave the U-Haul? Like, we have this our whole life is in this U-Haul. And we have to leave on Monday to go to this conference. And we still haven't solidified a place to stay yet.
We don't even have our clothes out of the U-Haul.
We don't have any clothes. We have our same clothes that were in the truck. So we just been washing clothes.
Yeah, so the clothes we have packed for Tampa is in the U-Haul in boxes because
Yes.
we did not expect to be in the U-Haul that long.
Yeah, so we're debating unpacking the U-Haul.
Is it best to unpack the U-Haul
Or buy
just
new
go buy
clothes?
and get down there? And then our flight gets in at like 4 in the morning. The conference starts at 9.
Yeah.
And we just gonna have to be late to the conference because we gotta go get some clothes.
Yes.
But those are decisions that we was contemplating.
We were up against at this point. So it is Friday at this point. And Friday, I'm like, okay, we got to make several decisions today. Like, if we don't find, and then we didn't want an apartment. We wanted a single family home. We wanted a backyard.
Yeah.
We want, like, there were things that we were not willing to compromise on. And Friday, I was willing to compromise on those things.
It was one place. It was an apartment, right? Like, we ain't never seen this in Michigan. It was an apartment complex. They were very nice apartments, but they were in the back of a shopping mall.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Parking lot. So you go through the front end, like this parking lot huge. It's probably like twice the size of a Walmart parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
So like all the shopping stuff was in the front, and then you ride to the back, and it's just apartments back there. They got the sauna pool and stuff and clothes in there. Money like, we just gonna have to get this because I'm tired of this. Like we gonna have to. She said, so what you think about it?
Because our timeline, like, it's Friday, okay? Most people's places are not even open Saturday and Sunday, and we have to leave Monday. So at this point, this is virtually the last day.
I said, she like, what you think about it? I said, I believe that we are settling. That's what I told her.
And that's one thing about Joe. Joe never wavered in his faith. And I was like, I'm always thinking logically, realistically, assessing what is currently happening in front of us and working to make provisions for what is happening in front of us. And Joe, on the other hand,
because I heard God tell me, leave, go, and I'll show. That never left my heart.
I just needed him to show us
so
as soon as possible.
Right, and that's why I'm trying to get her to understand God don't work on our time.
He does not.
So, and
that is very true.
In me teaching her this, I'm like, she's like, what do you think? I said, I will stay here if you like to, but I want to let you know that you are settling. You are settling. This is not what we came down here for. By any means, would you ever stay in something like this? Not that it wasn't nice.
Yeah, it wasn't that it wasn't nice.
It's just you wouldn't stay in this.
It would be us
settling.
Yeah, for sure.
And she was like, well, because the lady told us, like, well, she's like, I'll hold you guys' application till the next day, to like noon or something like that, because it was a Saturday. And I said, well, we don't find anything by 11 o'clock, or no, it's 2 o'clock, she said on Saturday. I said, we don't find anything by noon, then we'll come here and we'll stay here. Well, I believe you're settling, let's give it another opportunity, it's nothing to try. And we found a place.
Well, we left. And we prayed.
Yep.
We left. We went to go get lunch. And then we went to go see one more place. We was like, okay, like we don't have anything to lose. Let's go see one more place.
And the agent that showed us, he's like, you guys know where you're at? Like this community, like, and I'm like, and for me, I'm like, is he trying to sell me?
Yeah.
Like, what you mean? Like, because I know you earning money off this.
We was like, are you finessing?
Yeah,
Is he
like,
finessing?
Like, Aaron, for real? Like, is this really what he's saying it is? Or is it not? Because you can tell us anything because you know we're not from here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it with the side eye, and then I actually got to talk to him while I'm looking through the place, and I'm actually talking to him and really, really learning his heart and who he is as a person. I'm like, no, he for real. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll say, I'm like, okay, God, I see you moving because this is really more than we expected. Honestly.
For sure.
Honestly, like.
For sure.
and when we start looking in there, I'm like, because I was just, my mind was blown by, like, I didn't even, like, did you see the shower? The shower was so nice. I'm like, the shower? She's like, what you mean you didn't see this? I said, how you not see it? I'm not even paying attention.
You walk right past it.
Walk right past it. So I had to come back through here and actually look again, but I was just so thankful because I'm like, for me to tell her that she settled yesterday and God could move today, I was like, man, I was just so grateful. I really was speechless for real. And I just thank God for so many days, cause like,
And we got everything on our list.
yeah,
Everything on our list of our non-negotiables. Everything on our list of our non-negotiables.
we even have grass.
Yeah. We
Like,
wanted grass.
yeah.
We didn't want turf.
Yeah.
We wanted grass.
And we have that. Like, we have a backyard where we could play in. Like, we got cornhole. Like, we actually have grass. And being in a desert, do you know how like rare that really is to really have grass in a desert? And I'm here to tell you, some things do grow in the desert.
Yes.
Oh, we even have a grapefruit tree in our backyard.
We didn't. Okay, 2 kids from the east side of Detroit. We didn't even know it was a grapefruit tree. One day we were getting dressed, and I was like, I think there's something in that tree. And we went out there and found out that there were grapefruit in the tree.
We missed the harvest time though, so okay.
So they died. But next year we'll have grapefruit to share.
Sure.
So that was Friday.
Saturday.
No, that was Friday. We got keys on Saturday. Oh no, we got keys on Sunday.
We got keys.
It's Monday. We spent the night Sunday till Monday. So we got keys on Sunday.
That's right. That's right.
No,
we got keys on Saturday.
So.
And we moved in on Sunday.
Yes. So that was Friday.
And then we left Monday.
And we started. We were like, "Yep, we'll take it. We love it." And we went back and forth with the owner, and then she was like, "I love you guys." She was like, "I'll do it. Whatever you want to do, let's do it." Like, she was like, "I'm in. I love your energy. Like, let's do it." And she was like, I didn't even finish giving her all the stuff, and she was like, "You can have the keys. Like, you can move in." She left the utilities on, because I told her, I was like, "We have to leave like tomorrow." So I don't have time to do all of the things. And she was like, "Don't worry about it. Move y'all stuff in." She left the utilities on, everything.
Because we had to pay for the U-Haul for a whole week. Because the time frame in which we were supposed to, because we were supposed to be in our place. So every day we're out is another day.
Cost money.
The U-Haul and then the insurance payment on top of that as well. Because you couldn't take, even though we here, we couldn't take the insurance off the truck or the trailer. Which it was just a lot of money being spent
every single day, and we're staying at a hotel, so
and we eating out every single day.
So we finally we get keys on Saturday, and we sleep back at the hotel because we have to now find people to unpack the truck. So I'm like, how can we get this truck unpacked? Because now we down to like 24 hours where we need like real movers. We can't, this is not something that I can do and Joe can do just on our own. This is like real furniture. It's a whole household furniture that we're moving. So we're working to find movers. Thank God we were able to utilize family to help us, because we were down to the wire and getting this truck unpacked. So Sunday we spent the entire day unpacking the truck, and we slept at our house the first night on Sunday.
Yeah.
And early Sunday morning, we were back up because we had to get the boxes open, find our clothes, pack our clothes, and be on the airplane Monday morning. That was insane. That was the craziest couple of days. I mean, whole house, just imagine like whole house in boxes everywhere, having to go through. I was really good with couches and pieces. Bedroom set was the only thing that was put together. Was our bedroom set. But we had to clean.
Being in a hotel, we did clean. Being in a hotel for that long, I said the bed gotta come. It gotta be set up
first. And we had to come in and clean. So that whole Sunday was cleaning. I was really good with labeling our boxes, so we knew where everything was. We had the people move everything in the room where it belonged. So we was just flipping boxes open, getting clothes out, getting everything where it needed to be, and packing, because we had to be out of town on Monday.
Yeah.
And we left and went to a conference. We were gone for a week in Tampa at the conference, and then we came back.
We met some extraordinary people.
Yeah, we met some amazing people.
In Tampa. The fruit from that, you guys will see later.
Yes.
But you will see some fruit from that.
Yes. That was a great.
Yeah.
That was a great time, but it was Stress. But I learned a lot.
I wasn't stressing.
I know, at all. Nothing at all. I really learned to lean on faith more. And I think this was more like a test and a challenge for me personally, because yes, I know my God will provide. Yes, I know He will take care of all of my needs. This felt like anxiety meets like pressure, right? And not only was I displaced in another place halfway across the country, and I have, all of these things that are coming up, all of these dates that are coming up, but I knew we were where we were supposed to be. So it's like, how do you balance knowing you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing and nothing looking like you think it's supposed to look, and still keeping the faith through the course? And what this really taught me personally is how to keep the faith through the course, because even though nothing looked how it was supposed to look, I knew I was where I was supposed to be. Everything was telling me I was exactly where I was supposed to be. Every interaction, every conversation, I knew I was exactly where I was supposed to be. It didn't look like what I needed it to look like, and my timeline and my head was counting down. But one thing about God, He does not move on your timeline. He moves on His own.
So what I used to tell Money all the time is that whenever you do something, whenever something bad always follows. Whenever you move or do something from the heart and it's something God told you to do, something bad always follows it, because it's really the test. I know it's really a test for the testimony. And then when we went to Tampa, the God said disruption always follows intention. And I looked at mine and said, that's what I've been trying to tell you. I didn't know how to put it in those words, but that's exactly what it is. Disruption always follows intention, because Satan is going to test every single thing. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So if he can do something, if he can steal your dream by putting the obstacle in the way for you to turn back and say, no, never mind, he won.
Or make you feel like you're not in the right space, or the right spot. And I knew I was in the right spot. I wasn't willing to go back. I knew I was in the right spot, but now I was changing the different things that were my non-negotiables, because I'm looking at a timeline that God wasn't looking at. And I had to really sit, when we went to the conference, that was a huge message that was said, is that disruption follows intention. And the intention was to move, and the message was to move, and that was received and understood. But what wasn't received and understood is that there will be negative things that happen to you.
Because Satan has a job too. He has one. And it's like
how to overcome those things, and how to still move forward, because you are protected and you are covered. And at the end of the day, what I said is going to happen regardless of what it looks like. And I need you to keep the faith in what I told you to do. And I need you to walk the walk on what I told you to do, no matter what it looks like. No matter what things look like. I knew that this is where we were supposed to be. Yes, so that was a non-negotiable. But the other things, I was like, well, it's not looking good. I was working to get
her to stand firm on just how she knew we were supposed to be here, that everything else was going to come to pass, because we are blessed and highly favored. You have to move according to it.
And that was a huge lesson for me. Let me tell you, I have learned, and I have taken it, and I have applied it to my life going forward, because I saw that work out. And when I watched that work out, the way that it worked out, and when that guy handed us the keys to a place, and the lady didn't have anything from us. Like, she was like, here you go the keys. I'll use the utilities on my name. Don't worry, move your stuff in. We'll take care of things next week.
We gotta get out the door. She's like, okay.
I mean, every door that was supposed to open flew open.
Until we take care of the business standpoint, and it's the weekend. That ain't gonna happen till at least Monday, and we supposed to be on the trip Monday. And then she called back like, you know what? Just give them the keys. Go ahead and move in. And I'm like we sat here and prayed over the entire house and just thank God, because I know it was nobody but him.
Couldn't have been.
and I was thankful that he showed up the way he did, so that Monty could see him move. because like Monty was struggling with anxiety a little in certain areas, and I'm just like, you got to give it to God in all areas, because if not, you're doing yourself a disservice.
And I learned in that experience and in that moment, and I understand my purpose in having to go through that is so I can help other people walk through that as well. When you are doing something that you know you are supposed to do, you're going to face disruption. You are going to face what's the word I'm looking for? Resistance. You are going to face friction. You are going to face issues. But when you are doing what you know you are supposed to do, all you have to do is continue to move forward. Because that's all you're responsible for.
If the devil can keep you stuck, he won. If he can keep you stuck in your mind that you can't do it, that it's not going to work out, he won.
Turn back, go back. This isn't going to work. No, I don't know why you thought you could do it. All of that.
Them people were slaves in Egypt, and God took them out and with Abraham and with Moses and in the desert. And them people was like, we'd rather go back to Egypt and die.
Yes.
We'd rather die instead of being in the desert towards freedom, because they didn't like the situation in which they were in, even though they was getting fed every day.
Which can be a great example of what we experienced, because we were in the desert, and yes, we hit issues.
We truthful. Mine was like, well, I think we should go back. I said, girl, I ain't going back. I just did a 30-hour drive. I'm definitely not. She's like, we can fly back. I said, I'm not doing that either. Like, we supposed to be here.
I was tired, y'all.
She like, well, I don't know, because it's just not looking right. And I said, stop saying that. Stop talking like that. Stop talking like that. You letting him win. Stop talking like that. It's not that. It's what we said it is, because God said so.
And prayed about it and spoke on it and made it so. And now we live in Arizona.
Yeah, we're Arizonian.
And now we have the house that we prayed for, and now we have the home that God showed us, and now we have all the amenities that, like, we live in a community with amenities, like pools, gyms, everything. We have.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, it's cool. Like, honestly, it's cool. Like, I really like the fact that we here. I like the people that we get to encounter. Like, the day we moved our stuff in, we wind up going to lunch.
Sunday.
And the guy sat across the table from us, and I started talking to him. Found out he a roofer contractor, because we told him we're in real estate. And he got an opportunity for me to help him with finding an RV park. And I've never done anything of that magnitude, but I know God gonna lead me to be able to help him, because it was really a conversation that we were supposed to have. Great guy, loved my energy. He talked about how he overcame a lot of different things. He had asked me, are you a believer in God? And I said, yes, I am. He just really gave me a testament of his life. And he told me it's an honor to meet me, but I'm like, no, the pleasure was mine to meet you. Like, you really showed me how God really moved in your life, and I'm honored to have experienced that with you.
Yeah.
And him and I kept in contact, and that was just the start of the relationship that I have met down here, and it's been great.
And a big thing for me too was figuring out income, right? Because I'm like, how am I gonna work? Like, am I gonna get licensed there? Like, what am I going to do? And all of these questions that I had. And within a few weeks of us being here, not even a few weeks, I get a call from one of my clients in Michigan, and she says, hey, I'm just letting you know, I'm gonna need you in a few weeks, because we're gonna sell the house here and move to Arizona, and if you could, I just need you to help me find an agent in Arizona.
Man.
Like, when I tell you confirmation, I just had to like hold the phone for a second, because I've never even had a client call me and say they're moving to Arizona. And I sold a lot of clients and helped a lot of clients find a lot of houses, a lot of places. But what are the chances that a few weeks after I moved to Arizona, I get a call from a client that says, I need you to help me sell my house in Michigan, and then I need you to help me find a house, or an agent to help me find a house in Arizona. Like, that for me was like the ultimate icing on the cake, because it was like God's way of saying, like, I told you.
Yep.
Like, I told you I'll take care of it. I told you I'll figure it out. Like, you think all of these things are up to you. You think all of these things are things that you have to figure out. Leave and I will show you. Go and I will show you. And with us going, these other things were then opened up. And that client, as of today, closed on a house. We sold their house in Rochester Hills earlier this week, and they closed on a house here in Arizona.
Yep.
And that's like baffling wild to me.
Yep. Now Money is working on a course for aspiring agents, people already licensed, agents already licensed, and that will be out shortly as well.
Yeah.
And it's really phenomenal. And I ain't saying that because you're my baby, but like it's really needed. And if
Yeah.
you want to take your talents to the next level, if you want to, whether it's part-time, full-time, this is the one you need.
And it's gonna be a little bit in there for everybody, because what I do is not like the average agent. What I do is really like it's top tier. And I'm going to do a little bit for everybody. So for people who are not in real estate right now, but are thinking about changing career, a change in income, a change in just priorities, everything that they're doing, their time, their schedule, they're ready for something new. There's going to be a course in there for them. All of the people who are currently in real estate, who are trying to figure out how to take their business to the next level, increase their income, increase their clients, there's going to be a course in there for you. And then for all the people who want to build and grow from where they are, there's going to be something in there for you too. So I'm taking the time to really sit down and put all of this together so that I can take all of my, what is it now? It's 2024. 16 years of sales experience, I'm putting into a course to teach people how to do what I do effortlessly or with very little effort. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to teach you the things to say. I'm going to teach you the place to go. I'm going to teach you the people to call. I'm going to teach you things to say, the things to do when you get there. And I just want people to have great success in their life. And I want them to be able to do all of the things that they put their mind to. And I want to show them how powerful your mind is when you know you can do something and you know what you're talking about, and watch how people do what you need them to do when you have these other things put in place. And it'll change your life.
Yep.
It will change your life.
Change your mind, change your life.
Yep. It will change your life. So I'm putting that together. It will be something in there for everybody. Somebody who's never been in sales, never been in real estate. If you can accept the mindset that you are able to be a great salesperson, you are able to help people, you are able to understand how to speak and communicate with people, you can take this course. That's it. That's all I'm asking for, is people who are willing to try it, people are willing to do what I ask them to do. And that all the people who have taken the course in the past, who have applied the course, have made money. They've made their investment back.
Tenfold.
Every single person that has taken the course prior has made their money back. Every single one. And some. So it's worth it.
Yep.
You're gonna get your pay back.
You could take that money and go do something else. If real estate not your dream, you can take that money and help fund your dream.
For sure.
Like, it don't have to be the end all be all for you, but you definitely can take the information and apply it and really change your life.
And that's what we're doing too. Like, real estate is not my do all end all. This is not where I'm gonna retire in. Actually, we're gonna talk about that too. But where I'm gonna retire. But it has definitely been a great vessel for me to meet new people, for us to grow, for us to make money and feed our family. So it is something that I definitely want to extend to other people. If you are in a transition period, or you're in a period where you feel stagnant, or you want to grow and you want to go to the next level, this will be how you're able to do it.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm excited. That's coming soon. I got the team working on it now. So as soon as it's finished, you'll see it coming out. You'll see the launch. You'll see all the different courses available, and you'll be able to see what you think and take advantage of what you need.
Yep.
This was fun.
Yep.
We're back.
You can see, and I'm currently finishing book number 1. I started book number 2, even though book number 1 isn't done. I had an idea, and I started writing it, and you guys gonna love it. I am putting more of my talents into writing, a writing skill, honing in on that as well, so that I can help the ones who want to be helped. I realize is that a lot of people do not want help, or they don't want a resolution, and some people don't even think that they have an issue to be resolved.
For sure.
And I've been imposing my opinions and my knowledge of said answers of issues that people didn't ask for. So I have apologized to them, and if it was been off to you, I apologize. It was never from a place of malice or bad intent. It was from a place of love, because what I realized, been gifted with the gift of wisdom, and I just thought that everyone had strives or ambition or to be better than where they currently are. And not to say that is there something wrong with you, but I just always felt that the more people knew, the more that they can grow, the more that they can do. And some people are okay with where they are, which is fine, but I apologize. Long end of it short, I apologize. And yeah, so I'm just working to take all of my talents to book and write it out for people who actually want help. They can read it in book form, and really meditate on it so that it can be a beacon of hope. So look out for those as well.
Yes.
This boy is an author.
And in group. You know how much you do? The men's group?
Oh yeah. So I've also joined the men's group of the United Kings. I'm gonna get more details because it's a private men's group right now, where everything stays within the group, but it's really like a mentorship group with each other. We all give each other advice to be able to help each other on a weekly basis.
Anywhere from like 18 to
45. Yeah,
okay.
It's about some 50. It's about 60.
Okay.
And everybody has knowledge, whether you married, single, divorced, 2-time divorced.
They have it all.
Yeah. Just recently lost your job, recently had a new job, like everything's in there. So what we're working to do is make it a broader event, or just a community, so more of us as men, specifically black men, but all men in general, can really have a safe space to communicate and to help each other, because we have a lot of issues that we're battling that we do not discuss amongst like our partners or just
the world in general.
The world in general. And so you're not alone, and that other people have been through it and they've overcome it, and here's how. So I'm going to talk with the leader of the group and figure out how we can put this on a broader scale so that more of us can be impacted.
That's great. I'm going to get out there to an increase. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, so am I. And they be taking so many notes of stuff that I be saying. So
yeah.
It's great.
It's just good to have a safe space to get some of those things. It's like you said, I mean, people married, divorced, widowed, lost their job, getting new jobs, dealing with different just life experiences.
Even some people, the group started with just men having suicidal thoughts, or even attempting suicide and did not succeed by the grace of God. And like that's how it started. And so it morphed from that to all of this, and how people have now operated from them having suicidal thoughts to now how they navigate on it daily so that they don't let suicide thoughts win. And yeah, man, it's just powerful. It's powerful.
It's
Powerful.
fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, we happy to be back, y'all. We really are. I know y'all missed us. We missed y'all too.
We missed y'all too. As you can see, a lot was going on in the meantime and in the interim. And then even from being here, we still travel a lot. We come back and forth to Michigan. We still work. So
yeah, that was the work thing that was figured out. Like we just realized there's nothing like our thought process behind it is that we are no longer local. We are global. And in being global, you have to be willing to get on the plane to go global. So from that standpoint, we like, okay, well, we can go to Arizona, we can fly back to Michigan or fly to Florida or fly wherever, fly to Barbados, fly to China, wherever we need to be, we can be because it's just a plane ride away. And when we shifted our mindset to that, doors started opening that were slammed shut when we were in Michigan. And now it's been wide open for us to move in accordance with God's will for our lives. And we're honored and we're thankful and we're grateful and love y'all. Until next time, Mr. Dooms.